ChatGPT just released a bunch of brand new upgrades that change everything. They released 3 brand new 5.6 models, a bunch of new features and automations, and they even released a bunch of new settings that you need to make sure that you're using. But don't panic, because by the end of this video, you're going to know about all these changes. So change number 1 that we need to discuss is now ChatGPT got a brand new UI if you're on the latest and greatest version. So if we come over here and we click on this plus sign, we're now going to see that this looks completely different. We could see from directly here, we could create an image, we could do web search, we could do deep research, we use the OpenAI platform right here, which allows us to actually create an API key, which is going to be incredibly relevant in just a second. In addition to that, you're going to be able to access all of your different apps here, like Zillow, Finances, Expedia, and you could actually type to search plugins, files, and skills. So if you have a specific file that you want to be able to reference that's inside of your library, you'll be able to access it directly from inside of here. Or if you have a plugin that you want to be able to access, or a skill that you've created that you want to be able to access, you're going to be able to do that directly from inside of ChatGPT now, which is pretty cool. Then if we click on that again, that goes away. In addition to that, you'll see all of the different MCPs and things like that you could turn on are going to show up here. Now, in addition to that, there are a few settings that you need to make sure are turned on because there are a few new things. For example, enable dictation. You want to make sure that this is turned on. This is going to allow you to use dictation inside of the chat composer, brand new setting. In addition to that, higher intelligence right here is also a new setting where ChatGPT can automatically use higher intelligence setting when you have a complex question. In addition to that, if we come over to apps right here, you're going to see that they actually have tons of new apps, but even more important, they have this new permission right here where you can have it always ask whether or not it could do something like reading something inside of an app or making changes inside of an app. For example, sending an email or reading your email, allow read actions, and you can allow low risk actions. Unlike Claude, they do not have the ability for you just to allow everything to happen, which honestly, I think is pretty good and is a pretty good safety feature. In addition to that, under personalization, if we come over to advanced right here, you want to make sure that you have all of these turned on. In specific, connector search is probably the most important. And you'll see that they now have a bunch of new settings around data controls, storage, safety, security and login, parental controls, trusted contact in case you get locked out, your account, and your keyboard. In fact, you could customize tons of things inside of ChatGPT now, which is really smart to do if you're one of those people that wants to interact with it quicker. Oh, and one other thing I did want to show you, again, kind of minor before we get into GPT 5.6, but if we come under voice now, you'll now be able to auto detect what language you're talking in. They added in tons of languages. You could choose what model you actually want to use. I would make sure that you have advanced under here because if not, you're going to be using the worst version of voice. And if you use voice all the time, you're going to want to change this. Now, the next thing that we need to talk about is going to be GPT 5.6. What you're going to notice is if you're inside of ChatGPT and we come over to the model selector, you're not going to see it in here. You're going to see 5.5, 5.4, 5.3, but what you will notice is under 5.5, you now have instant, you have medium, you have high, you have extra high, you have pro. But if you have that setting that I showed you earlier with higher intelligence, basically this will just move it down the meter when it needs to actually be used. So I would make sure that you have that on. If you're doing some type of deep analysis or deep coding work, then you might want to turn on extra high or pro, or if you're doing something like scientific research, but otherwise not going to be necessary. So at this point, you're probably wondering, Rob, where on earth are the 5.6 models? Well, that is where this gets kind of funny here. So we could see that they're now previewing GPT 5.6, and there are basically 3 different models right here. They have Soul, which is their flagship model. They have Terra, which is a balanced model for everyday work. And they have Luna, which is going to be a fast and affordable model. Terra is a competitive performance to GPT 5.5, but it's 2 times cheaper. And Luna brings strong capability at their lowest cost. Now, in terms of their capabilities, this is what they look like on the terminal benchmark right here, which is pretty incredible. In fact, one thing I would call out is that they're actually better than Claude Fable 5. In addition to that, on the Gene benchmark V1, we could see how they actually outperform right here, and we could actually look at this by output tokens, by latency, and by cost. And again, they outperform. On top of that, one of the biggest things here is that they have stronger cyber capabilities with stronger safeguards. If you remember what happened with Fable 5 that Claude released, basically they're doing a better job of actually going through and releasing this. And with availability and pricing, you're going to see that right now these are only available through the API and codecs to a select group of trusted partners and organizations, but they should be widely broadly available inside of ChatGPT Codex and the API soon. I would assume that in probably the next 1 to 2 weeks, these are going to be coming out. And if you actually want to be able to look at this right here, this is what the pricing is going to look like right here. So GPT 5.6 is going to be priced per 1 million tokens across 3 model sizes. Sol is a $5 input, $30 output. Terra is a $2.50 input, $15 output, and Luna is going to be a $1 input and a $6 output. So what you can actually see here is that this introduces more predictable prompt caching, including support for explicit cache breakdowns, 30-minute minimum cache life, and this actually goes through and makes the models way cheaper. So when this comes out, this is going to be a massive competitive advantage for ChatGPT. I should really say when it comes out and it's broadly available, because it is already out. Now, if you're enjoying this video and you want to get smarter with AI, I upload videos like this almost every single day. So smash that subscribe button so you never miss another one of my videos. Now, in addition to that, if you do have ChatGPT Enterprise, which I would strongly suggest that you get, they have some brand new features that are incredible. The first one that you're going to notice is if you actually come over here and click into your workspace, you'll be able to click on skills right here. This is where you could go through and you could actually create skills. Now, in the top right hand corner, we could see that we could create with chat, we could create with the editor, you could upload from your computer. Let's say that we create with chat. What we could actually do is say, help me create a skill, keep it conversational, and start by asking what this skill should do. Or you could just explain to this exactly what you actually want to create. Or let's say that we were going to do something like actually get this to create something like here, where I got this to create a bunch of different tags. We can now say something like, can you turn this into a skill that I can keep reusing? And then basically, whenever you get a desired output, you could turn that into a skill right here. And this will now go through and this will do that for you, which is pretty incredible. In addition to that, if we come over here and we click on agents, you're going to notice that we could actually go through and build 24/7 AI agents right here. There are multiple ways for you to be able to do this. For example, they actually have a team directory right here that you could actually browse, and this has a bunch of presets. For example, they have a chief of staff, they have a customer reply drafter. They literally have like 20 of these for product planning, marketing strategy, knowledge research. And what you're going to notice is that these agents automatically are able to work with all of these different apps. They're going to have all these different capabilities. And if you click on use template, you could literally go through and you could have this set up in seconds, which is pretty incredible. In addition to that, if you're also on the enterprise version right here, you could create your own agents if you wanted to by literally just saying, hey, I want to create an agent that does XYZ, or I want to be able to send out daily briefs, or I want to be able to answer team questions. Whatever you actually want this to do, it will be able to do, which is pretty incredible. In addition to that, what you are also going to notice is if you come into apps for team, you can actually set things up for a specific workspace right here. And they actually have tons of different apps that you won't find in regular ChatGPT. So if you're really trying to automate things, if you're really trying to do work on ChatGPT and you're not just treating it like a chatbot, but you actually want to automate stuff, you're going to want to make sure that you get ChatGPT Enterprise. In addition to that, what this allows you to do is actually create company knowledge right here. Essentially, what this allows you to do is connect a bunch of different tools right here. And this will actually be able to go through your Slack, go through your Gmail, go through your Drive, go through your Outlook, go through your calendar, and it will have full company context for everything that you get it to do. If you're one of those people that's asking ChatGPT to make business decisions for you or to do an analysis, you'd be a fool to not have this turned on. In addition to that, if we come under scheduled right here, you're going to see that this is where you could actually get ChatGPT to schedule tasks, set reminders, and monitor for updates. And they have tons of different presets right here. If you want a daily brief, they have that. If you want to be able to monitor your email, they have that. If you're interested in the World Cup and you want to recap, they have that. But they also have sales monitors, concert awards, weekend ideas, and you can literally just tell this anything that you want to be able to do. And let's say that you want to add in an app or something. If you do you could say the app's name, and then this will actually build the app into the automation, which is incredible. Then that last thing that I did want to highlight here is if you actually come into your workspace settings, you'll be able to see all the different plugins that are available that were actually created by OpenAI. And there are literally tons of these. These are going to make these apps way more powerful for you. In addition to that, you'll be able to actually choose permissions and roles. So you could actually choose what settings people have enabled inside of their workspace, inside of their agents, and you'll be able to customize and control all of this so that you don't have to rely on your employees setting up ChatGPT the right way. employee or your team members or whoever you're working with, you can control all of that here. And then finally, they also have this right here, which are all of these other ChatGPT settings that you would have never known existed if you weren't actually using this right here. And these are all incredible. You need to make sure that you're going through and that you're looking at these because they have tons of things like allow Codex Slack app to post answers on task completion. They literally have tons of different customization features in here that will completely change your life if you're one of those people that wants to get the most out of ChatGPT. In fact, if you've made it to the end of this video, even if you don't have a team, I would strongly suggest getting an enterprise version of ChatGPT because it's a completely different experience that gives you way more control, way more access to apps, way more access to automations, skills, and this really makes it like way more powerful. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn about 10 hidden ChatGPT settings that I bet you didn't know existed, I would strongly suggest you check out this video right here that walks you through all those hidden settings. I'll see you over there.